Fix your shit.
Hey!
Hi.
We're live! I think we went live with your shit, so, you know, that's important. Hey! Things look slightly different. There are more people over here. Isn't that interesting?
We're alone on this side now.
Yeah, do tell me how you think about this overlay. It is kind of hard to get this many people in a coherent D&D overlay, but, you know, I kind of like it. We have Erin now, who, if you watch, like, the other False Pretenses stuff, which I assume you do, you already know her. So, that's good. She's going to be playing a character for the foreseeable future. All is well. So, what is going on? How was your week, people? I'll tell you right now, my week was shit. So, how are yours?
Was good. I have to do a self-portrait for university, but it cannot be a photograph. It has to be my face made out of text and symbols, which is fucking stupid.
Oh.
Because I can't do that shit, so it's going to look horrible.
That's... Well, I want to see it when it's done, D.
Yeah, me too.
Same.
No, you should do
He's like, oh, fuck, I should have
D, if you do that right, that could...
Gilwing allocation. All of it.
Well, there's actually programs that'll do it for you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I was gonna say, if you do it well enough and it looks like wicked cool, that could be like a new avatar for at least a little while. You know what I mean? Because that could be fucking cool looking.
I would just cheat.
Yeah.
Well,
There you have it. Welcome to America. This is why we brought more Americans on. We needed to, you know,
you need to be
bring down the stream.
Worse people. You're already pretty bad people. Remember when Gilwyn became a villain just because he was bored? Anyway, speaking of, what happened last time? Well, last time we did a side quest. Okay. What happened last time we actually had the main session? Well, the party was planning to take some downtime to, mostly so that Sid could make a Yeti fur armor suit for Vale. And while that was going on, Vale was making a deal to with a funder, with a patron who will help them with monies, which is something they've had a lot of trouble with. But so basically, we stopped at the end of the first week of downtime. So you're doing a week of not much. Sid, Melody, and Gilwyn are all in a cave up the mountain near the city of Northenden, and they are doing the first steps, which is mostly the tanning. So that cave stinks. That cave is super gross right now, but I know that Gilwyn, you wanted to do some stuff in that downtime, have some conversations. So, I mean, this is the D&D stream where most of the time you just talk. So why don't we start with that? Shall we?
Well, because Melody was going to help Sid, right? Throughout the whole affair.
Yeah, Melody is essentially giving Sid advantage on the entire downtime roll. Actually, I don't think he even needs to roll. It's just getting done slowly. He's just helping her, making everything go much... She is helping him, making everything go so much quicker.
Right. So several times throughout the week, Gil would, like, jaunter up to Melody and be like, "Sir, what you wear... What's that? What are you doing? What's that?"
Melody helping Sid.
Yeah, but specifically, what are you doing?
I think the answer would differ at various points. It would just be like, Melody cutting skin.
Oh, I see. And that's going to be for Vale's armor, right?
Yes.
Oh,
This
okay.
part... Arm?
Part of the arm of the Yeti
that's
or Vale?
the leg, Melody. That's the leg over there. Ugh. I know he's wiry, so it makes it a little difficult to tell, but that's the leg. So you got to make sure you leave extra space for his knee, and definitely loosen the ankle a little bit. It's a terrible style to have it hugged too tight. We're not going for skinny pants. Nobody likes the skinny pants. They're terrible. Loosen so he has maneuverability.
Skinny pants can work, Sid.
No, skinny pants are terrible. They were so they came into style and luckily left very quickly. They're awful. And they're really bad for combat because they hug your buttocks too tight. It just kind of exposes all of the soft spots that you don't want to get hit in combat.
I'll keep that in mind.
Melody turns to go and just goes, "What are skinny pants?"
I step back about 1.5 feet and just go, "These are skinny pants."
Yep.
And what you'll see is
Eggs?
very skinny legs. Ridiculously sort of gross.
Gilwyn is like a beanpole man.
Yeah.
Melody
He's
just
really
nods
tall and
goes-
really thin.
Yeah. Melody just nods and goes, "Yes, Gilwyn weak."
Well, not in as. Yeah, I'm strong in other regards though.
Other
Like,
strengths.
come on, you've known me for a while now. You know, I'm a good singer. Okay,
Yes.
I play the
Gil-
lute.
Gil, good singer. Not strong.
No, but that's right. Do you know how you are actually physically strong?
Yes.
But you can do this with the skin and the flesh and the gross shit. That's a strength of Melody.
Different way of saying good.
Basically, like Sid, one of his strengths is being an annoying asshole. That's one of his best strengths, in fact.
Someone say my name.
Yes.
Melody understands.
Okay. So going back to what I originally was saying, I didn't even get this out yet. Do you want to write a song with me at some point?
You just hear Vale
Song?
guffaw from across the cave. Just like,
Song with Gil? Yes, please. And she's very smiley at that, and she probably comes up far too close for comfort and like grabs your arm or something.
I reciprocate actually and pulling closer as well. I'm like, well, I've
yeah,
never
full on
actually.
whiff of that forest breath. Oh.
That is a valid point. Melody probably doesn't smell good most
Yeah.
of the time. You know what? She would smell like someone who smells bad, covering up that smell with like a fruity deodorant. You know? So most of the time you don't really notice it. When you're close, you notice it.
I'd actually take that as a welcome change from the tanning shit that's been going on. And all
Actually,
those
that's the
smells.
point. It's probably a little bit.
She would
better
smell
than
better than the room. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be like, well, I've never really collaborated with anyone before, so that would be quite nice. But not right now because you're busy with the skin and gross shit and Sid. So
Yes.
maybe in a
Melody,
couple of days.
great.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Bye. And I'll.
Awesome. Sir, is there anything else you want to do in this first week aside from, chatting and tanning and chatting and tanning? Is there anything that needs to be discussed?
Vale came back and told us about
Yeah.
this guy who. Yeah.
He had a proper talk with Sid, and more or less what you decide is at the next week, when you're done with the tanning, just before you start actually tailoring, you're gonna bring everyone down there because nothing needs to continue being done. And he wanted to see everyone more or less.
Yeah. Okay.
So that could be stuff you could talk about all the time. The whole time, Gilwyn, you are playing music, which is part of the reason. It's one of the things I think I was originally going to make Sid roll, because you're taking this downtime, it's stuff he knows how to do, and Gilwyn's there essentially giving him inspiration. Just like the passive of his role is so high right now, he can just do everything with the help. So what we're going to do is going to go fast forward that first week where Gilwyn and Vale get to chill and relax for a lot of it, actually. While Sid works really hard with Melody. But Melody probably doesn't mind. Melody doesn't see much issue with this. So...
Wait, so Neil, do you reckon if these two weren't watching, we would practice role-playing some more?
Yeah, we probably have another crack at that. I mean, there's
You could go further into the cave.
There's a little bit of goblin structure to hide behind,
I can imagine at least once Melody just wanders up and watches you,
Not subtly.
You turn round and you realise she's been staring at you.
I see Sid doing one of those, walking up to it, while eating a bowl of noodles, and just kind of
Well, my, Arabelle.
Well, I won my first duel recently.
Well, that sure is mighty fine.
Time out.
Yeah, we don't need to do the entire.
That was great.
Did
So?
did you make a wig out of Yeti fur?
Yes.
Good. Brilliant.
That's a good idea.
I will say you absolutely could have used like scraps for that, because that's just what I imagined then, and it's hilarious because it'd be like white and grey hair on Gilwyn, and it wouldn't be a good wig either. But who knows? Maybe it'll become in handy or someday. Definitely keep track. You've got that. So at the end of the week,
Definitely will, yeah.
you definitely do a bunch of dumb shit. But if I let you do all the dumb shit, it'll be hilarious. We wouldn't get anywhere.
That was just an example.
Just an example
Yeah.
of many of the funnies that happened
Some of
in
it
the
is
week.
not safe.
Use your imagination. Oh, what a fun time they had. But at the end of the first week, when all the tanning is done and the Yeti fur is prepared accurately to Sid's specifications, and he's actually probably pretty happy with it, it's time for you to all go and meet the halfling Thunder that Vale wanted you to see. So I imagine he'd gather you all together and try to explain what's going on and lead you down.
Yep. There's a salute, everything, you know.
Alright, nothing you want to say to them first? You just... Okay.
I mean, I've spoken to Sid about it. Dean, I probably would have spoken to Gil in the downtime. There's no point telling Melody.
You could tell Melody, and she'd just like nod and be like, "Okay."
They'll skip that. They'll skip that. Who knows? There's no point. So he's like, yeah, we're gonna go see one of my friends. That's
Ooh.
it. That's all.
Okay, brilliant.
Melody
So,
gets told.
You leave, you go down the mountain. There's no rolls for going down the mountain. You're very close to the city, and you've beaten down this track so many times at this point. You head into Northenden. You head explicitly just onto the edge of the Halfling district. And you go to a bunch of offices. You go to the office of a man named Leo Bialystok. You remember it because he lives beside a spellbook store that has very few customers and very shady people beside it. And he told you, like, oh, just look for that place. I'm beside it. So this isn't like a very fancy office. There's not a secretary or anything. You knock, and he comes to the door. Leo Bialystok, a chubby little balding halfling gentleman in fairly nice clothes. And he opens the door and is like, Vale, Erevale Valinar. I've been waiting for you. I've had you on my schedule. And friends! One of you is Gilwyn Gallagher. I don't know which, but you know what? I'll figure it out. Come in. He starts leading you into his office. His office is fairly big, but you can also tell this is where he lives. It has a lot of papers all over the place that Gilwyn can easily work out are both manuscripts and music papers, music sheets. And he also has a lot of boxes of various things, but I imagine if you took time to look around the room, you would work out what they are. At the moment, it's just like boxes. It's kind of cluttered, lived in, very lived in. And he sits on his desk, which is a human-sized desk for a halfling. So his chair is actually you can kind of look around. He's got like a couple of cushions on it, so it's the right thing. But what he does first is he shakes everyone's hand, if he is allowed.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And every person's like Leo Bialystok, and probably prompts you to say your name. So goes to Gil and like,
Melody would just like look at his hand and look up at him and just be slightly confused. I know, and no one's shook her hand, so she doesn't really get it. But after, assuming she wasn't first in the queue, she would probably like.
Yeah, you wouldn't be first. She'd do it very weakly and passively. Okay,
yeah.
And then go to Sid, be like, "Oh, you must be the artificer that I was told so much about."
Salny, pleasure.
Leo Bialystok. Well, and he goes and sits down. I've been waiting eagerly to meet with you. You know, Vale's been saying good things. I mean, mostly he's been talking about this Gilwyn Gallagher fellow, and that's great. That's actually why I wanted you all here. I really wanted to talk to you. But, you know, the rest of you, why not get the chance to meet a party of heroes before they get their big break, so to say, you know? That's exactly what we're doing here. We're going to make you big heroes, and it's going to be brilliant. Has he told you what my plan is, Gilwyn Gallagher?
Odds and ends.
Not really. I have mentioned the barest details, but I thought it would be best left to, well, the maestro.
Well, I can explain everything to you in very simple terms, so if you're not smart, you'll understand it. And if you are smart, you'll be say, hey, I want more information, and then we can back and forth. So more or less, I really like this guy, and he kind of like motions to Vale. I like him. He's a cool person. His story, what he's told me so far, is very interesting. It fills me with glee. So I've been thinking, and he said, I'm friends with this songstress. And I was like, is a songstress? Is it a female or a male? He said it's a male. I was like, is songstress a male term? And I got very confused at that. But then I had this idea, right? And he told me that you write songs about your travels and your adventures.
Yeah.
And they're good. And I've actually heard one of them. A knockoff on some stupid bard who thinks he can go up to your mic, but I've heard it. It's very popular, actually. The Bane of the Beardy Bastards. Yeah. Apparently it's really good. I mean, I've heard it. I know it's good. So I had an idea.
Bearded bastards, please.
Oh, and he like actively like scribbles something out and changes it on his notes. So I had an idea. There's this story going on about you traveling the world and trying to find out more about your friend and all the stuff that's happened in your past. And it's a great story. And people love stories. And people love, hearing about these things. And people love songs. I got this brilliant idea of turning your story into a stage show. And we use your songs. And you can write everything that's happening. And we can have the songs in between. And we can have actors playing you. And we can make it this brilliant story with loads of parts. And if people like it, we can keep going. And I'm willing to pay for every act of the story.
Holy shit. That is... yeah?
I'm going to say that you think that that's an agreeable plan. Yes? Yes. So I've got an idea about this, and I would need to know more about each and every one of you, but that will be mostly in your writing skill, Win. I need you to write down in as much detail as you can, and I feel free to exaggerate. People love big characters. If you got a subtle character, people don't remember them, but you got a big character, someone who like talks really fast or is like really slow or really funny, they remember that. So you want to exaggerate a little bit, but when you write down what's happening, maybe throw in a couple of songs, and I've got this plan so far. I'm willing to pay you, and he kind of like actually has a contract. It'll be 100 gold for each member of your party, plus an extra 100 for each act. So what you've got so far, apparently you've been writing some stuff, or it needs is like a week or so of fixing things up. I mean, apparently you're staying in the city for a little while, and I'll pay you 100 gold for it. And I also have a friend that you're going to Lichvale, right?
Yeah.
Sounds like a terrible place, but you're going there. I have a friend who's going there, and I can also pay you to take her there. So that'll also help your adventure, That'll sort of push things along, and hopefully it'll be pretty interesting. I hope.
Sounds like a fair deal to me. Will they be much of a burden?
Oh no, Kim's a lovely lady. She's a great gal. She's got goods in most ways women don't have goods, if you know what I'm saying. She's a great baker. She can make really good baked goods, literally.
Yeah, but she didn't have an oven when we're on the road.
No, I don't think she'd be able to bake you things on the road. I don't think that would make sense. But you know what? I can talk about legitimate. You can talk about the legitimacy of that with her. I think that's a great idea. But I don't know. She doesn't talk all that much.
That is potentially good. And Vale sort of flashes a scared look at Gil. Because he's like, oh, cool. Yeah, we can take some. And he's
so,
like,
I've got
they're a girl.
So if you sign this now, I got some ideas, right? So you sign this now, you come back in a week with the first draft of your first manuscript. You can work it more on the road, you can make the story work. But that'll be something I can start, getting directors, start getting some actors, I can start getting a venue, all of that stuff. And that's super exciting for me. I'm really, I've had so many successful ventures. I'm such a good businessman. But it's good to sort of help you with your business like this. It really fills me with a sense of self-accomplishment. But anyway, you sign this now. Come back in a week, and then I can send you off to my friend Kim. She's staying at the Grand Dragon Hotel nearby, pretty near, other side of the river.
The Grand Dragon Hotel.
Yeah, you don't need to bother her now. That'll just annoy her. But, at the end of the week, and I'll let her know that she'll be traveling to Lichvale at the end of the week, if everything goes to plan, that is.
And you want a first draft of the first act? The whole thing?
Yeah. First act. I mean, we don't know where your adventure's going to end yet. You know?
It's true. That sounds agreeable. Vale, does that sound agreeable?
Sounds good to me. You are the one doing the right thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Obviously, I will help, but I am not doing.
Just
the
imagine
right
it. The
thing.
story of this master duelist who is going around the world trying to be a duelist of all the faiths, but also getting into adventures on the way with a group of friends, with a and he kind of like looks at Melody and then just actually stops. With a bunch of friends!
Gil, if I may,
Yeah.
I recently entered into a contract without there being very much fine print to guarantee certain things, follow a certain direction. It was more or less a spit shake. And
I never said I would pay for your grave if you died. Why are you bringing this up now?
So my point is, perhaps you should, if you're going to be entering into a contract with this gentleman, and he seems to have the means about him for it, perhaps you should have whatever deal you come to written down, so that.
Oh, I have a contract.
Oh, okay. Well, that's probably a good thing. I mean, my only suggestion to this is that you take a moment to read it first. Before you.
Absolutely. He like grabs Gilwin's like arms, like absolutely. Read it to your heart's would connect. Read it 3 times if you needed to. Everything's above board. I know my way around ship shape, some may say. I know my way around some paperwork, you see.
When he grabs Gil's arm, Melody actually sort of takes a defensive step forward. Like, she doesn't obviously, she's not actively threatening, but it's just like, she's not entirely sure about this guy. Can I make an insight roll into this guy, whether he has good intentions for the party?
Yeah.
Because Melody doesn't really understand any of this, but she's like, this guy is
that
talking
makes
quite
sense.
a lot.
Melody doesn't understand things. Understands people. From what you can tell, this guy is kind of loud and aggravating, but is being truthful. When he said, what was it? When he said that he feels his heart filled with joy for doing this, that was very genuine. Like, it's not quite charity, because, if this goes well, he would get money.
More money than us.
But yeah, at the start, it's basically like a blind investment, because he's helping a bunch of adventurers who could just wander off and die, even if the contract holds out. So I don't know if Melody necessarily would trust him, but he is telling the truth.
Sid, I appreciate your counsel, and I will peruse that contract, and I will reach my decision in due time.
Oh, if you want to take this one with, I've got a copy. You can take that one with you if you need. You could peruse at your leisure.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Sure.
Thank you. Sid, please. May you hold this for me? Thank you, sir.
Sure. And I just start reading it.
Yeah, like...
I got a 19 intelligence, so I read pretty quickly.
Yeah, you're like...
Melody goes over and looks at the paper, and then sort of frowns when she realizes she doesn't have any.
It's not only can Melody not read, it's really tiny words.
Yeah.
But Sid actually looks like a kind of above board contract. It's basically exactly what he said, right? 100 gold for each act for every member of your party. And then he has rights to the musical and all that stuff, but, Gilwin would be involved, and the party would be involved in the entire progress, but more explicitly it says Gilwin and Vale, That's the main thing.
Okay. Awesome.
You don't see any, suspicious paperwork, small print, or something that you know about, because gnomes do it a lot, like illusionary small print. There's nothing like that.
Okay, nothing like that there. Cool, that's good news. I'm not going to give it back yet because
Yeah,
I'll
he's-
talk to what's his face later on.
Leo goes around
Dylan.
like shaking everyone's hand again. It's like this is gonna be a brilliant. You're not gonna regret it. You're not gonna regret it. We're gonna be big together. Big, huge.
Can I just say, I personally would take less of a cut if I'm assuming what it says in that contract is you retain the rights to the songs I make.
Well, I would have the rights for them in musicals. In bardic productions, you can absolutely do what you want.
Okay.
On
That's
stage
funny, it doesn't
is a
say
very
that
different deal. Well, we can change the contract slightly to make that, fair. I didn't really think about that.
Like, it's the Noma look. It's like, it doesn't say that here. And he just goes...
I write on a
Nice,
separate piece of
Adrian.
paper. I start a list of amendments.
You kind of see him, but go like, oh, jeez.
Thank you, Sid.
You know what they say? Never go to business with a gnome. But if you're gonna go to business with a gnome, be careful. And whew.
Vale, are you happy?
I was, but I'm in business with a gnome. Why is this bad? I have not heard this.
Well, you've had your opportunity.
I am kidding. I'm kidding. He has
Oh.
done wonderful things with my sword and my armor. All my suspicions are allayed. Other than he is a gnome. But
Well, I see no reason to continue this meeting. Do you?
Yeah, go ahead, peruse the contract at your leisure. Have your gnome look over it. I'm sure he can work out all the kinks, come back to me with amendments, come back to me with that first draft of Act 1, and all you've done in the Elven Lands. I don't know anything about the Elven Lands. I'm gonna live the Elven Lands through your words, and that's gonna be great. It's gonna be great! So, take your time, but also take some time off and have some fun, and I'll have the money for you when you come back next time with that draft.
Perfect.
indeed.
And then he kind of like he goes over and opens the door for you. It's like, good day, good day, good day.
It was a pleasure meeting you. Shake his hand again.
Yeah.
Because, he did that second way around or whatever.
Yeah.
And leave.
So you leave and
Alright, so-
you're walking back through the city, and I imagine you talk.
Yep. So, just kind of like jumping in right away, I'd be like, this isn't exactly a very good contract for you. Unless it's, you're just happy to get paid for something you're going to do anyways.
Well, yeah, it sounds like not only a good opportunity for me, but a great one for Vale.
What about Vale? Where's his cut?
Well,
Vale gets his gun.
He has an actor playing a role for him that's going to make money, but why isn't Vale making money for this?
Vale will make money through his duels.
yes.
Well, he'll make money through the duels, which is a certainly profit that he'll earn, but his life story is being documented, and he's not going to get any form of reward from that.
Oh, no. The monetary reward is not needed for this. My life story will be documented. It will be Vale, the solar elf, master duelist, the eclipse. The titles are endless, really. But
yes,
everyone in the lands will know my name. They will know what a sun elf is. We will no longer be a forgotten race. And if my people do die out, I will be the last one you hear of.
Well, okay, I'm not going to dispute any of that. I'm just saying, you're doing it anyways. Might as well make more money while doing it. He's literally taking your story and profiting off of you for you get nothing from it.
Well, we are getting 100 gold per act.
No,
He's-
Gil is getting 100 gold
No.
back, isn't he?
You all are.
Every member.
100 gold each,
Everyone
plus
is.
100 gold for each level of act. So Act 2, when you eventually do it, will be 200 gold each.
Oh, does that mean each individual character?
Each individual
Yeah.
character.
Oh, I misunderstood that. Okay, then I will sticking with that so we don't retcon.
Of course I am paying
your
you,
life
so
is the
I
one that's
will
on the
get you.
line. Should you not be getting an increase for this? I don't know. I think there's room for barter here. Perhaps you should get a 15% increase because your work here is the most dangerous work of them all.
Well, I suppose. More importantly, while we are in town, Sid, you have not had anything to eat properly since those sausages. Should we go and get a bite to eat? Proper city fare?
Yeah, a full belly will
Melody.
certainly be better for drafting this correctly.
Oh, a big day of paperwork. Gonna need to be full for that.
Yep.
Sid, I would just like to say, I'm not very good with this stuff, so I appreciate you looking out for us. Thank you very much.
Yes, that is true. You are going above and beyond.
Absolutely. Anything to make sure that my employer is happy.
And he's sweet, bless him. Come on, let's go get some grub.
Okay.
He's sweet.
Let's go.
All right, you can go find a nice little tavern. Actually, we might. You're gonna go to like a halfling tavern or maybe a gnomish tavern. It's Northern.
Let's go somewhere gnomish. Sid's treat.
Well,
I think he'll like it.
yeah,
But
Sid.
even if he won't, I'm like, oh, it's a gnomish place, Sid.
The
Yeah.
funny part is he's so distracted all the time that like he won't even realize he's walking into a gnomish place until he walks in and like looks around and realizes he's in a gnomish because he's not gonna.
You probably like smear, but like.
and like he has this like look on his face of just like horror and disgust. And, like it's a gnomish place, and it's like, they're gonna get it all wrong.
Well, I mean, it is gnomes working here, but yeah, you can sit down. Let me. I love the
Can't
random
grow roots in this amount of sunlight and altitude. All right, let's humor you.
Where is my
Taste of home. It'll be
Where's
wonderful.
my dinner generator? It's like my favorite thing.
It's like let's go to Chicago to get Chinese food. Yes. Oh.
Okay. Oh, I can't find my dinner generator. That's
What would you recommend of the
Oh, here it is.
Sally?
You know what? I bet this bread is wonderful. If they have a decent butter to slather on it, I bet that would be delicious. Anything else, it's kind of, you know, your pick.
It is. They they have a little table with a little like bowl of bread beforehand when you're sitting there. They're there, and there's a couple of flavored butters, like a little ramekins.
I love those.
Yeah.
I have a friend of mine that makes those. Like actually makes like the flavored butter. So good. I don't know. I'll pick random things for each one of the characters that I think. Since I heard that he ate goblin before, I'm going to order the most horrifyingly disgusting and like very gnomish meal I could possibly pick on the menu for Gil in the hope that they do it terribly. Everybody else, I'm gonna pick delicious meals. Melodies, I'm gonna try to go for like a vegetarian dish.
That's absolutely okay.
I'll have a tikka masala and a Carlsberg, please.
I imagine quite a bit of gnomish, like rock gnomish food, is pretty spicy too.
Yeah.
Like there's no flavor to it, just heat. And you don't know where they got it from. There's no chili in it. It's just
like
in
a
there.
Spicy mushroom that has no flavor. It's just really spicy.
So like what the rest of you guys get is you get food. It's okay. You probably all enjoy it to some degree. Melody, it's food that she's eating, so she enjoys it. You get like a fancy salad, but like the bugs are still moving in it, and like Vale maybe like, and the server's like, oh no! You're meant to eat those. You're meant to bite the head off first and stuff like that.
But when the server is explaining this, Melody just picks one up and goes, like that.
And Vale gets something that is not made of insects. Sid does, and Gilwyn gets a onion curry. It's just like whole onions curried. It's
That sounds really good.
it probably would be okay.
That sounds really
but it's
good.
it's pretty funny because it's like it's not even like it's just like he gets a bowl of like curry sauce with like an onion inside. It actually looked quite artistic, and there's like a cricket on top and everything.
Doesn't sound so cool.
Yeah, no, the idea sounds good. The execution does
They
not.
bring it in, they pull the lid off, and like crickets go.
No, they're fried crickets or steamed. Oh, they put them in there live. They put the lid on.
Yeah, that's absolutely
freshly
what
steamed
happened.
crickets.
He got steamed crickets, and it's like, and Sid's like, oh, you can tell these ones are good because you can see they were trying to run for their lives before the.
I wouldn't eat that one.
That one's still got some fight in it.
He didn't try and run.
Oh, whoa, hold on. You're telling me that you are willing to eat the flesh of a goblin, but you're going to insult the cuisine of my homeland?
Goblin has quite a gamey flavor, actually. It's quite nice.
Vale, please. You're telling me, listen, I understand that you have to do what you have to do to survive because you're like almost extinct. I'm talking to Gil here. Gil, you're telling me you're willing to eat the flesh of a goblin, but you're not going to have a delicious grub or a cricket? It's even a crunchy cricket. look, the steam hasn't soaked it through till it's gotten soft yet. And I'm like poking one.
It like twitches.
As
I probably
Gil-
still have oil. I probably still have oil and the sulfur and stuff like that on my fingers. I imagine I still smell because I spent days in the cave working on it. I probably reek.
Yeah.
You know, like poking your food.
As Gil hesitates, Melody just grabs one of the crickets and just chomps down at it. It's like, good.
Yeah.
There's like a cricket head in her teeth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, fire beetle. That was what fire beetle. Very spicy meat, and they can be bred pretty big too. You can have like that's probably what Vale has, but Sid hasn't told him, and then would be like, see, Vale's eating a giant beetle, and he's like like just swallowing a bite. Yeah,
One of those things where they like flip it onto its back and just crack open the belly of the carapace. So it's like literally you just grab it and like you open it up and it's like steam rolls out and you get to just scoop and eat. Like,
It's like gross, but I still would try it. You know.
I
I'd be
will
down.
very, very quickly just whip up a cricket and chuck it in my mouth and like angrily just chew it up as fast as I can.
Good.
While he does that, do I have ability to fuck with him? Oh,
Make a fuck with him, check.
yeah.
You want to do just like
I want to make a performance check to try to make like a cricket noise.
sure,
to mess
sure. Why not? I can't deny that. That's top bants.
It's so laggy. Okay.
Gilwin, give me an insight roll.
I'm sure he'll crush it.
Probably.
My roll is garbage.
Go on, roll on that one. Please roll on that one.
You could tell what his little game was. It might have got you for a split moment.
Oh, that is not funny. You sick, gnomish bastard.
What sort of sauce is this pork in? I've never had it before.
Does he know that's not pork?
No, it was a joke. It's not a beetle. It tastes like pork.
No, that
Melody
is a...
sort of looks at it and sort of I get and pokes it. Like, not pork.
that's beetle, mate.
Oh,
This insect beetle? Yes.
well,
Melody eats lots. This beetle.
that's very encouraging, Melody. Maybe I'll end up like you.
Sid, what have you got?
I honestly, I probably just like pointed randomly at the menu, and whatever I ordered, I'm not even going to eat anyways.
Yeah.
And if you inquire about the fact that I haven't touched mine, even though I've been teasing you about yours, go right ahead.
It is
With the
a
jelly room.
it is a stag beetle souffle.
Okay.
Oh,
It was like
They
really
make
pricey
the souffle
too.
come out the back of the stag beetle.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. This is maybe I'm just being a little high maintenance here. I mean, I used to get served really delicious stuff back home, and one of the perks about leaving home is you get to try all the other wonderful cuisines. So when somebody does something wrong, it's not offensive. It's just unique and different tasting. But this is just, it's like how do I put this? Like, you order a beef stew because your mom would make beef stew and it would always come out delicious. And it was like the best thing ever. And then you go somewhere and you order beef stew and you find out that it was actually made out of like, I don't know,
not
goblin.
beef. Okay.
Sid not eating.
I'll have some bread and I'll be satisfied for today. But I really I truly appreciate the
It's
sincere.
fine. I will sit here and eat this beetle that I have ordered.
Yeah,
on
I'll
your
eat crickets.
recommendation.
Yeah, I'll eat my
Absolutely.
crickets.
And I will get you a sausage again because this is what you prefer. To a nice meal in a restaurant, we'll get you a sausage from Porktown.
No, I'm fine with that. You know what we could do though? Next time we're swing by a solar elf town, I'll make sure I go to whatever restaurant you'd like.
Yes, good luck, Solar Elf Town.
Sid, Melody can eat this, pointing at your
You're
dish.
like the very delicate. This is exactly so. I had a family visit fairly recently, and my nephew had this beautiful red velvet cupcake, very delicate, and he was like, "This is exactly what Melody is gonna do." And it makes me mad inside.
It's funny because like Sid literally has eaten everything you've put in front of him aside
But
from
not
the,
gnomish food.
the gnomish food, and he wouldn't eat the whatchamacallit?
Yeti.
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 Because
he
he's like,
wouldn't
what's
eat the
intelligent
Yeti.
creature? You don't eat intelligent creatures.
He's
That's
got a
just
code. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know. But there's
But
actually a reason. There's actually a reason why he's picky about gnomish food, and you guys will find out eventually.
Yeah, I get it.
So like by the end of the hour, it would just be
No.
all of our sections would be empty, and then Melody's got like 7 plates around her.
Yes.
just like mouthful of one, mouthful of the other, and there'll be like you can like maybe hear like some of the servers in the back be like, I haven't seen someone eat so much. A human eats so much of our stuff. That's very interesting. Like,
Yeah. Nope. Cool.
all right, so you leave, you head back up, and you start the process of making the armor, making the armor out of the Yeti fur. Is there anything that anyone wants to do during that time, or are you just gonna? I mean, Gilwyn is probably quite frantically writing stuff. Maybe he goes into town a couple of times to like buy a bunch of parchment and like ink.
Yeah,
But,
exactly.
He's just mostly doing that. I imagine Vale is mostly helping, actually.
Yeah, I'm like regurgitating stories
Stuff he missed.
from my point of view.
Mm.
Stuff he missed. Things I think that are important to say. Like, no. I was the hero of this fight.
You're trying to
Yeah,
make
they-
like him do a bunch of like soliloquies, like trying to make him sound like really dramatic.
Is Gil practicing singing the songs at any point out of curiosity, or is
I mean,
he
he's
just
got
writing?
to, right?
Oh, I would definitely be like humming melodies and stuff like that.
Ah, okay, yeah. Well, Melody
And-
would hum along, but if you're
and-
not actually singing, there's no RPR on to do. Because
I'd
there was
like to watch
something
this
depending
one,
on what you were
though, 'cause-
singing.
Because Melody has no idea what he's humming, so she's just like.
Melody has. She can, when someone's singing, she can sing along really well. Singing on her own, I don't think she could do, but she can like
No.
join it. She's a chorus.
Yeah.
She's a one-woman chorus.
Basically.
So yeah, so then the second week of downtime goes without any much hitch. More or less, you Sid. At the end of the week, you finish this suit of armor. It is you're pretty proud of it, especially considering you've not made anything to someone like you've probably made stuff to like human proportions once or twice, but like an elf proportion, especially like Vale is weirdly proportioned for most elves. It was a challenge, and the Yeti fur was fun to work with. So you now have that Yeti fur armor. It counts as studded leather, and the bonus, which I discussed last week, is you have advantage on Constitution checks against extreme cold weather.
How much extra fur do we have after I'm done making his? I understand it's not all going to be one piece. There's
Yeah,
some scraps
you
involved
have
too, but-
scraps. I'll just go ahead and put like scraps in your inventory because who knows how much that would come in use.
What do you think the largest chunk that I probably have available to me is? Like the
Like
largest
the
individual,
size of
like-
your arm in like a strip, probably.
Okay. Because I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can
It's
do with
probably
it, because
mostly
we're
like
talking-
discarded strips at the end of the day,
The size of Sid's arm. Or
Side of Scott's arm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So pretty big actually.
But,
Yeah.
but
Make a cloak so that you
about
can
that
match
wide,
the
too?
Melody.
No, long.
long. What's the width of it?
About your arm. Arm.
Oh, literally like a
Arm.
strip like
Yeah.
that. Okay. Well, you don't know, but I work out incredibly, so that's like some.
It's a big strip.
So
Um,
after all the work sewing through the leather, he's just got one huge arm. It's just like
Brrr, just one hammer arm. Forging everything.
Awesome, cool.
So yeah, that
I will,
armor is
I'll
complete.
finish
It looks very spiffy. I imagine it is just the right amount of showy. Like a big, almost like an armored version of like a big fur coat. But it isn't that big, you know?
got like a nice fur ruff along
Fur
the
ruffs,
side.
lots of like fur ruffs and all that stuff. But a lot of the fur would be like inside, so it keeps it nice and warm. But sometimes it's outside for showy.
Before he does his big reveal to Gil, because I know they have that like weird relationship going on, when he's like about to come out to see Gil, and I'm like helping him get it on and showing him like all the different ways that it straps and whatnot, because I'm making sure it fits and last minute alterations
Yeah,
or whatever.
last minute
And I'm like,
stitches
okay,
and
hold
everything.
on. There's one more thing I just need to do really quickly, and I'm actually going to throw on this one when before he goes out there, and I want to give a check for, do I want to do persuasion or intimidation to make it look like incredible? So like make the armor look fucking amazing when Gil sees it for a second.
Performance.
Performance. Thank you, all. That's a good suggestion. So I give him an advantage to performance to like show Gil how awesome this armor is, so Gil can like salivate.
So as he does a couple of like magical finishes, and you step out of probably like one of the little goblin huts.
Yep.
Vale, go
Like,
ahead and give
she-
me a performance roll to
she
strut
ran
your
down.
stuff with advantage.
And
Smells
I
like
pull
dinner
the
in here.
Pull the blue steel. It's
Sitting,
good.
sitting cross-legged waiting.
Oh boy, it's not good.
He looks fine. He looks spiffy. He's not like you're like, whoa, but you're like, hey, it suits you.
Sid, did you wash the Yeti fair before you popped that on? It looks okay. It looks good.
What do you mean? Okay, I will be performing in this in the dueling ring. It looks fantastic.
Excuse me. Exactly what do you mean by okay?
Like at this point, we've light up.
No. You bring a fine point there. He's saying that the style doesn't meet his standards, and I'm actually genuinely upset about this one. The style doesn't meet your standards. Oh, hold on. The style doesn't meet your standards, but does the functionality. I say the two of you grab a pair of sticks and duel, and we'll see exactly how good it performs in combat.
Oh, yes, we could do that.
Okay.
If you fancy it.
I would just like to say, Sid, some mighty fine work you've done there. I'm very impressed. But I'm just saying that fair could be whiter.
That's the funny thing. Like Gilwin's
Melody!
forgotten, but the
Melody,
fur
you
isn't
fashion
white
a couple of
anyway.
sticks
Yeah.
together and
So he's like, I
perform for
thought it
them.
was white, and it's like grey, and he's like, I was expecting it to be white. It's exactly what's going on with Gilwin.
Melody comes over after a few seconds with a couple of pointy sticks. Which
Yeah.
is
Just
fab.
like throw him on the floor.
I don't have druidcraft,
No.
but Melody, I imagine, could easily find a couple of sticks outside the cave.
She
and
just
whip
had
them
a couple of sticks. It was weird.
Yeah.
She just
like-
just like
pulls them out.
Just
yeah, just like
out of the cloak. Just you got a couple of sticks.
I got
Oh,
nothing.
spears.
That image is too
When
amusing.
Melody was smaller, using his spears.
Okay.
Okay. They get sticks to beat each other with.
I'm not gonna make you actually straight up duel. What I will do is make you do a contest of either athletics or acrobatics against each other.
Opposed performance. Get advantage. Get advantage. Get advantage.
I mean, I think Gilwin could get away with that. I don't think Vale can get away with. Actually, no, yeah, because it is a bit of like a play duel, so performance does make sense. So yeah, you do performance against each other.
I'm
Nah.
going to inspire both myself and Vale as well.
Ah, such good sportsmanship.
And you're like,
Melody
bow.
sort of stands next to Sid and just like
Just
looks
look-
at him. It's like, Vale, Gil, fighting.
No. Honestly, it's more of a the two of them are just having good fun. Really, what it is you and I worked really hard for over 2 weeks to make this armor look absolutely amazing, and Gil decided to insult it the first moment that he saw it. So I just think that it'd be nice for Vale to smack Gil upside the head because he dishonored both of our hard work for over
Rolled
2
really
weeks
badly
that we
now.
poured
Both
into
their
this.
faces.
So
Gil,
That's
doesn't-
not true.
Gil doesn't like Melody's work.
no.
She
no.
says with a sad look at her face.
I think he likes your music, but he apparently doesn't like the way that you handle fur.
So you two do your roles, contest against each other.
You ready, Neil?
Yeah. Oh, so is it just acrobatics or
Acrobatics or athletics or performance. You do have advantage on performance right now, Vale. So
Okay. I'm gonna roll a dice. Oh.
No.
Oh,
Look.
Vale, you
whipped
trounce
your
him with. It's one of the things where you're like playing. You're like a bit of a laugh, but you like actually genuinely hurt him because you just don't know your own strength and like you're using a stick, not a sword, and like Gilwin ends up with, like splinters in his cheek that start like going like the area goes like red and a little puffy because like, what kind of wood was this? What is you like actually really strike him a few times, and Gilwin maybe like lets you do it like a few times, like oh, before he's like yields in pain, in genuine pain.
What were you doing?
we were sparring. It's with the duelists in North London. We play with the blunted weapons, and we go for it full strength. And I just got into it. It's in my blood.
Vale, you did absolutely amazing. I was concerned, honestly. I was a little concerned because I haven't seen you spar with a person yet, only with creatures. But now, after seeing you spar with somebody who's clearly very, very good at that stuff himself, I've also seen him handle creatures. I'm impressed and happy that I did sign on to do this work with you. This is good stuff. And the functionality of the armor, how would you rate it?
Fantastic. Oh, yes. No sort of pulling on my sword arm at all. Oh, yes. I really had the full... Well, I mean, did you see when I hit him on the cheek? Oh, I got my arm fully back. Oh, it was excellent.
That bruise will take a couple of weeks for him to heal. Oh, hold on. He got a little twig on you. Oh, and how easily it brushes off. That's wonderful. I appreciate the fact that the fur is so densely put together and yet so soft and subtle that you could just brush away the dirt from it.
I'll walk over to...
While they're having this conversation, Melody's gone over to Gil, who has apparently been hurt, just like put her hand on his face and cast Cure Wounds. And it's like glaring at Vale.
Oh, no.
Thank you, Mel. I'll walk over to Sid. I'll, squat. Put my hands on his shoulders and be like, honestly, mate, it looks good. I was just having a bit of fun, but fuck you for making him strike my gorgeous face. And I'll push him a little bit.
Yeah. I'll be like, okay, well, I guess the stuff looks good, just like your music is good.
And with that, that's where we're going to end for this hour. That was great. I didn't know that was coming. That was hilarious. We will be back in a few minutes. So everyone, be back in a few minutes.
Gallagher, fate of the bearded bastards, Gilwin.